first of all, you call me a pioneer. I know I got all this white hair up here, but I'm not that old. Okay.
Hey, you got more than me, baby. You got more than me.
You made me feel like I've been taking a horse and buggy to ESPN through the show.
Hey, the young ones, man. Yeah. The young ones that's 20 and younger, they might think that's a true thing. So, were they really going horses and buggies out there in Connecticut?
Right, exactly.
Oh man.
Hey, listen, family. Again, Mr. Jay Harris is here to join us today. He's taking time out of his schedule. And listen, we're going to talk to Jay about his journey through the world of sports as a journalist. And also, we're going to speak to Jay about the battle of his life. And he's came on to share that with you, family, with us. Also to encourage us, family, to go get checked. You know what I'm saying? As men, especially black men, but all men, our pride, that testosterone, man. Listen, Jay's here to educate us, so we thank him for that. And listen, without further ado, let me thank everybody who's in the chat right now. Jerry's in there, Danielle, everybody that's going to be coming in. Thank you. And Jay has also agreed to answer any questions you may have in the chat. So without further ado, let's get to it. First question, Jay, because I ain't going to say Mr. Harris anymore. Take us back. What was your very first moment in broadcasting like?
My very, very first moment in broadcasting?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I remember. I mean, I remember my first job. It was doing radio news in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Okay.
I was a reporter, and then I got to anchor some. That's back when I was working for free.
Gotcha.
Yes, to get experience. That was my first thing. What were you getting at with that question?
Well, what I'm getting at is like, what was the very first time, like, for broadcasting, your very first time walking into any kind of major studio to broadcast, to do sports, sit down for the first time, put on a headset and like talk about sports, what you love. When was that first time, if you can remember?
Well, I mean, if you want to be specific about sports, that was the first time I walked into ESPN because I had done news for my entire career.
Okay.
Yeah, ESPN was the first time that I was always a sports fan, but I was never a quote unquote sports broadcaster.
Yes, sir.
But that was the first time. And, walking onto the set of ESPN News, which is what I did exclusively when I first got there. And then, walking onto the set of Sports Center and looking around and going, wow, this is Sports Center. It was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, sir.
So I know going from basically just a broadcaster to a sports broadcaster, it was kind of a natural kind of thing. Just sports in general already. So take us further than that. What was your first love of sports? Because someone's got to have that. What was your first love? Who inspired you to want to even take that journey into sports broadcasting?
Wow. Growing up in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, I think my first sports love was basketball. And my first guy was David Thompson when he was at North Carolina State.
Yes,
and Dr. J and I, Julius Irving, we have the same birthday, so that was kind of cool too.
Doctor, baby.
Yeah. I mean, so that was probably it. Just hooping in the backyard and hooping with the fellas and making the team at school and sitting on the bench because it wasn't that great. I wasn't that good. I sat down a lot. But that was my first, probably that was my sports love, the sport of basketball.
At least you're being honest though, because most guys say they were like they didn't tear their ACL. They be in the pros right now. At least you're being honest.
No, I'd be talking about the pros like I'm doing right now.
Yes, sir. I got a lot of uncles like that, man. If I slow ACL up,
boy, my name used to be in the newspaper. Yeah, you just don't know. But I average a double every night.
Yeah.
So y'all played every night, huh? Yeah, every night now. But yeah, man,
you've been a staple for ESPN for quite a while. You know, when I was younger, should I say? We used to wait up long nights, waiting for you to come on. And knowing then, we had no idea that you had the background of news broadcasting.
Yeah.
We always thought you were like a sports guru. And if anything was different, we didn't know. But how has your perspective over the years changed when you made that transition from newscaster to sportscaster?
Well, I mean, it's funny because I was talking to one of my buddies today about it, and we're just talking about life and our choices in life. One of my best friends since the third grade, and he was talking about me and how, and like I'm a journalist.
Right.
I mean, I know a lot of folk, you get up and you like to talk sports and blah blah blah, but it's my job. I won't say it's my life, but it's my life's work. And so we get in there 3 hours before the show, and we write and we research, and I get into the rundown and I see what's been assigned to me, and if I have for what games or what highlights I have. So I have to make sure that I know that game, or that lead I have to write into, and I have to get onto Google and find an interesting topic that will draw people in to the lead in, and then stay for the highlight and that kind of a thing. It's work. It's work. So I mean, I think when I was in the 11th grade, I took one of those career tests, and I scored well in the area of interpersonal skills. And I looked at the jobs, and I think journalist may have been the third one listed. And I decided then that's what I wanted to be, because I like to write. I was a kid in class who wasn't afraid to get in front of class and talk, and it just seemed to fit me. And I reckon, as my grandfather would say, I made the right choice.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you certainly did. Certainly did.
Like behind the scenes, right? I ran across a clip, and I thought it was so funny. And I'm sorry, I don't have it to share, but I can tell it, and maybe you have a recollection of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like I said, I found it funny. You and another co-host came on, and y'all was sharing how you guys prepared for a show. And you guys have a little, you did like a little skit where you, how people get their voice ready to talk. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you remember it, but I thought that was so funny how you prepared for the show, got your voice ready. It was something along the, you know what? While we're talking, I'm going to actually look for it. And then we'll
okay. I'm curious now. I don't remember exactly what you're talking about, but I'm really curious now.
So Jay, you spoke to something just a moment ago that many of us take for granted. When we see you up on the TV screen, it's like, bam, you're there. But you say you go in 3 hours before time to prepare. And I think that's something that a lot of us fans don't understand. We kind of think that, hey, they show up maybe 30 minutes before and it's on the teleprompter and they just read it off. But that's not the case. If you can you expand on that and prepare for a show?
Sure. I'll tell you exactly what I do. If my show's at 10 a.m., I get in at 7. I actually try to get in a little before 7, because I hate being last minute. I sit down, open my computer, open the show rundown, which the producer has prepared, and the producer has been probably working on this for a day or two. And the producer and the other folks behind the scenes are already at work by the time I get there, 3 hours before the show.
Yes, sir.
And I look to see what my name is next to. Whether it's a 2-shot and I co-anchor and I have to write something to say hello, welcome to the thing. If I have the first highlight or if they have the first highlight, I see if it's Dodgers and Red Sox. All right. So I go to the ESPN research thing and I find the recap for Dodgers and Red Sox and I go through it and I take my shot sheet and I try to match names and see if there are any stats or themes or anything that I can use in the research to make this shot sheet, this story of the game, this highlight better for you when you watch it. So I'm just not saying, oh, home run. I'm telling you what that home run means in the game or in that player's career or whatnot. So I do that for everything that's next to my name. If it's a 20-second voiceover into a football camp highlight, and they could put, like, for the Steelers, TJ Watt, and I can write whatever I want to write about TJ Watt. So we're going to talk about the contract. We could talk about sacks. We could talk about whatever. A lot of it depends on what we're talking about when we get to the sound, but I have leeway to write whatever I want to write. Let me see. If we have a big feature story, sometimes those lead-ins are provided for us because the reporters have a specific way they want us to lead into it. Otherwise, we can lead into whatever, however we like to. So, you dig into the Google and you find out, like, if it's a NASCAR story, I'm making this up. I find out that, let me see. I'm trying to figure out who some of the young NASCAR drivers are. I'm gonna use Dale Earnhardt Jr. because I can't think of anybody because my mind is not working. I got all this white hair. I'm old. And I find out through Google that, Dale Jr.'s great-great-grandfather used to run moonshine in Tennessee. And that's where he learned, that's where he got his car driving genes from, because his great-great-grandfather used to run from the police and he drove real fast, and that started the family business. Something like that will make you go, you went, So if that had been a real fact, that'd have been like, I didn't know that. That's interesting. And you stick around and you watch the story. So that's my job, to find interesting things, to write it well, to say it well, to make you go, and stick around and watch the show all the way to the end.
Do you ever go ahead, Carlos?
No, I got a quick question though, Jay. I mean, I know from the early 90s and basically as of, let's just say, the last decade or so of ESPN, now we've gone from mainstream journalism to feels like more of a clickbait, hot take kind of style that kind of runs ESPN, the major shows. Now, I knew growing up, we would see ESPN basically, we're those guys that from 6 p.m. to about 3 in the morning, we're watching the same highlights, but we enjoyed it though. And then of course you had like the Around the Horn, RIP to that, now it's gone. But now we're getting more to the clickbait, hot take, hot stove kind of talk. What's your thoughts about that? Do you feel like it's just because of the audience now just getting more of a we want those kind of takes now, or is it just a transition that ESPN just kind of like said we got to go with that now because of the time of the day?
If you remember, and I forget the year, it was a long time ago, like 80s, had to be 80s. CNN had this show called Crossfire.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was a debate show. They would have a Republican and a Democrat, or a conservative and a liberal, just basically going at each other, yelling at each other. And that kind of fueled and started the whole debate culture. People think it was ESPN. It wasn't ESPN. ESPN just did it in sports. So I think it's fine. I think there's enough room on our airways for a debate show like First Take or Get Up, and a news and information show like Sports Center, or a debate show like PTI, or something that brings in writers and other folks like Around the Horn did. There's enough room on the network for all of it. I think we need to do, I would like the audience to recognize how shows are different. Maybe there's something that we need to do to make sure the audience understands what they're watching when they're watching it. Because like a lot of the debate, the hot back and forth stuff, you're not going to get on Sports Center, because that's not our job. Our job is you can call it the old-fashioned news and information, maybe with a little bit of that stuff sprinkled in every now and then, but that's not our main thing. But that's kind of where the whole debate culture came from way back in the day with CNN and ESPN. I mean, First Take has kind of perfected it, and Get Up is pretty good too. Because people have been talking sports forever, You go to the barbershop and set up a camera, you have a show.
That's the best sports talk there is, the barbershop. Because you got all kind of stories come out of the barbershop. You got my grandpa was an All-American at St. Mary's. I was a high school All-American. I scored 5 touchdowns in one game, like Al Bundy. I mean,
Al Bundy, like Al Bundy, yes.
I mean, the barbershop, baby. Like Cedric said, is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop? That's what I was like. Cowboy, what's your next question for Jay, man? I told you, Jay, this gonna be like one you never been on before, baby. I told you, hold on. I never been on before, baby.
I'm so distracted right now. I'm trying to find that video because, like I said, this is a nice one. It's going to bring back memories for you. And I tell you, I've replayed this video so many times for my wife, man. And every time she laughs like she never seen it before. But I found it on my phone. I'm trying to get it transferred over to my desktop here.
But, you found it?
Yeah, I found it.
Can you play it on your phone? Can you put it up to the camera? I know that's kind of ghetto-ish, but I mean,
what it is. Oh Lord, he in the background. Let's see if you hit it.
Your virtual
green screen.
Your green screen.
Okay, hold on. Let me take it away.
Jay Harris got us real ghetto now, y'all.
Yeah, I know,
he got us real ghetto now.
It's like the kickback, baby. When the backyard, no, baby.
It was. Hold on, let me hit it. Play again. But I'll tell you this.
Their own way. Football, la. 19 lamps, Las Vegas, Las Cruces, Lost Cause. When the hue in the dew makes the cow go moo.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, how many outtakes y'all had of that?
That was. First of all, I'll take you way behind the scenes. That's just Gary Streitsky being crazy. That's what that was. and us doing something silly for some social media silliness on TikTok or Instagram. That's what that was.
Oh, and
we don't do that normally before the show. Okay.
What? I tell you, then when once he did that, he laid down a couple of bars, and I'm like, wait a minute, look at Mr. Harris.
Yeah, I got a little something.
I said, he was TikTok before TikTok was TikTok.
Got a little soul in him, baby.
Yeah, I was grandfather clock before TikTok. That's what I was.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So Jay, one sportscaster you admire growing up, man. One sportscaster you admire growing up.
Wow. One that well, can I do more than one?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, locally there was a fella. It was Channel 5 back then, in North Carolina, where I am right now, visiting folks. Was a guy named Tom Suter, on I think it was WRAL, but I liked him. When I was younger, I leaned more towards the news. So there was this guy named Charlie Gaddy that I would watch all the time. Those were local guys.
Okay.
Nationally, Brian Gumbel was one of my dudes for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And Tom Brokaw.
Yeah.
Who
NBC
I liked him.
News.
Yeah. But my probably my most favorite dude was Peter Jennings at ABC.
Oh, okay.
Because he could just do anything, like breaking news, a feature story, just talk about something off the top of his head. He was just that thorough of a guy. So I used to watch him a lot.
Okay.
Well, looking back, you named some icons there. You could throw your name and hat up there too. So, we got you on today. But looking back, is there a particular sports center? Well, not just sports center. We could add your time in news journalism as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a story that particularly stands out to you that means a lot to you?
Yeah, or a couple of stories, a couple of days. Well, I'll do the one story when I was in Pittsburgh. there was new technology that came out to help identify the remains of war dead. And there was this woman in a local town who had her loved one identified, and it was a big story. So all of the stations went to do the story. And since we were the 10 o'clock news, we only had one newscast. We could stay a little longer and treat stories in our minds with the care that the stories deserved. So my photographer and I were there like for several hours, and she would bring out newspaper clippings and mementos and flags and medals and things like that. And he would shoot it, and I would take notes. And in the truck driving back to the station, we wrote the story, and he edited it together, and we put it on. And it was a pretty good presentation that we thought. About a week later, we get a letter in the mail from the lady thanking us for how we treated her memories and her family and her loved one, and so thankful for us that we took the care that we thought the story deserved, and treated her with respect. Which I have a couple of letters from over the years that weren't so nice that people like to send you. When people took the time to write a nice letter,
right,
that was a good day.
Oh, sweet.
Because it didn't happen all the time.
Right.
One day I remember at ESPN, it was July 4th when Steve McNair died.
Oh, wow.
My buddy Mike Hill and I were getting ready to do the 6 p.m. Sports Center on a Saturday. And, it was a Nathan's hot dog eating contest that day. And it was a fun day. It's July 4th. We have an hour show. Ain't nothing really going on. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to go to the cafeteria. We're going to get like 2 big salads, and we're going to have a contest, a salad eating contest on TV. We're not going to do hot dogs because we're going to be healthy, right? We're going to do a healthy thing.
We're going to strive.
Exactly. So we're in the newsroom, just, talking stuff, prepping for the show. And our coordinating producer gets on this new thing at the time called Twitter. And he says, it says here that Steve McNair died. And we're like, what? He says, yeah, there's a station in Nashville that's reporting that Steve McNair died, passed away. For those who don't know, the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, co-NFL MVP with Peyton Manning, Alcorn State superstar in college. And we're like, oh my God. Now, Mike used to work in Nashville, so he made some calls and blah, 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 and found out that it's true, that something happened. Now, we know the story now, but something happened, and McNair was found shot to death. Our 1 hour Sports Center turned into a 2 hour Sports Center.
Wow.
We didn't have any fun. There was no salad eating contest.
Right.
And it was all about Steve McNair and his career and trying to piece together what happened. So that was a heck of a day. That was a heck of a day. So those 2 things popped up immediately when you asked me that question.
Wow.
Wow. Man, so you had to you got to improvise on the run, man.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that happens a lot. You get breaking news, man. You just got to go.
Yeah. True indeed.
No time to
I actually remember that one. And as a content creator now, how much work I know that goes into putting together a show. You guys had to put that show at the spur of the moment. I mean, right off the top of your head, you had to put it together. I couldn't fathom. I'm pretty sure if the time in the trade would have, allowed me to be able to do that. But as a content creator now, looking at it, I don't think I could have done it. You guys, that show there went on like you guys had planned it. I mean, it didn't seem like it was no type of interruption. All we knew it was breaking news, but you guys made it seem like it was normal day. So I mean, that's just admirable to me.
Well, I mean, for any show, you see the 2 anchors. You don't see the, 10 production assistants and the associate director and the director and the coordinating producer and the producer and all the folks in the studio. I mean, if you added it up for every show, it could be anywhere from 40 to 70 people working on the show.
Wow.
And everybody running. I remember this, and go find the video or go find this or whatever. and you really like you get into that mode and everybody's working as one. That's why those shows look seamless, because of the team. It's a really good team.
Like a bunch of ants just running around, organized.
Literally, yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, listen, some of y'all that laughing. Have you ever watched ants? They organized. Drop a piece of crack and watch them.
It's true.
I'm just saying. Listen, family, I told him hold on, baby. You never been on a show like that. I told him hold on. But listen, we're in Jordan. Not Jay, where you did start.
Right.
When you started at ESPN, it was basically TV. But now we're into the age of podcasting and streaming.
Yeah.
So the next question, how has that changed the game for traditional TV?
Honestly, I think about this. Probably the only thing that's changed is you are cognizant of doing things sometimes because you want it to fit a certain time so someone could put it on a social platform. Okay. And even then, you don't necessarily think about it. Like the process that I explained to you before, it has not changed. I've done that from the beginning. Because I'm working on my show, and I'm a journalist doing my show thing. I leave it to the people behind the scenes to take whatever they need for social to chop it up as they need to.
Okay.
And they can figure that out. So really it hasn't changed much for me. You think about things that could be quote unquote viral or good moments for social. But you don't go into something thinking that. You go into something trying to tell a story.
Gotcha.
What's your thought process, Jay, on the modern day athlete now who decides I'm still playing the league today, but I'm still going to have my own podcast and talk about maybe my peers? How do you? What's your take on that? On any athlete, either when he's retired or not, and they're taking their platform now to social media?
I think it's great. I mean, if you're able to do, I mean, if you have what it takes, everybody can't talk on the air. Everybody can't. Everybody's not dynamic. Everybody doesn't make that kind of the good presentation. Some people try it and they fizzle out. Some people try it and they keep going and it works for them. Whether it be a podcast, whether it be being an analyst on television, if that's what you want to do, it's work. And I've seen a lot of people over the years, think that they could just, pop in and walk to the set 30 minutes before the show and do the thing and go home. But it's not how it works. People ask me this question, and the person I always hold up as an example is Ryan Clark. Ryan basically interned while he was still playing. When he would come in because he knew that's what he wanted to do. So he would come in the off season and he would learn everything. He would shadow everybody. He would study, and you can tell because he is really, really good at what he does.
Right.
On the Pivot podcast, whenever he's on NFL Live or Get Up or whatever, he's thoughtful. He's measured. He's funny. He does all and it's because he set his mind with that goal. That's what he wanted to do. And he figured out a path. He figured out a way to do it. And it's work. So I think if you're an athlete, is something that you want to do, be prepared to work.
I tell people all the time, even like you mentioned Sports Center, and sometimes there's going to be some ebbs and flows to a particular show, and you got to be ready for it. That's any job in life. And for us as content creators, and of course, these athletes doing it, I understand the same thing. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to, to go through those ebbs and flows. Are you ready for it? Because there's a lot of sacrifice you got to make as well. As easy as it looks upon the people looking in, yes, it's going to be easy, but in reality, man, these shows are tough to do, and you got to have that mindset and that whereabout to be that kind of person.
Yeah, true indeed. I think we may have lost him. I saw his camera buffer in there.
Hello.
Not sure.
There we go.
There we go.
We got it.
Yeah.
Back and stride again.
I apologize. Now,
No,
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something like I would do on television if there are quote unquote technical difficulties.
Right.
There's no such thing as a technical difficulty. I'm doing this on my phone, and my brother just called me and knocked me off the stream.
there we go. Yes.
That's what happened.
I read a quote the other day, actually a couple of weeks ago. That I mean, you can actually apply this quote to just about anything, but you have applied it to your personal challenge. And that quote, if I can get this right, if I can quote you right, you had to anchor your life before you were able to anchor the news again. And when I read that, I was like, I don't anchor, I don't tell the news, but at the same time, I do go through things in life where I could have used that exact quote, added a couple of words, and I mean, it hit home for a lot of people. I shared it on my platform, and a lot of people loved it. So I'm thinking, what inspired you to come up with that quote? I mean, I know what you was going through as far as in your personal journey, but you know, a lot of people try to come back, even though they're going through things, they still try to, you know, be strong for the eyes that are on them. But you decided to take a back seat, and to me that, you know, that was very admirable, you know, if I can say that. And you've had like a front row seat to a lot of iconic moments. So take us to the moment where you became the story. You're a great storyteller. I mean, I love it. But you tell the story like no other. But take us to the moment where you became the story.
You talking about the whole prostate cancer thing?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, I'll go back to not all the way to the beginning. But basically through a blood test that I get every annual physical, my PSA numbers were high. And my doctor, we've been watching. My dad had prostate cancer. He did not die from prostate cancer. He had it, and he got the radiation, and he beat it. So it was one of those things where it's in my family history, so I have to keep an eye on it. And my doctor and I would keep an eye on my numbers. My numbers were a little high from the blood test, and she said, I want you to go to a urologist. And the urologist tested me and said, I want you to get an MRI. And I got the MRI, and the MRI said, yeah, there's something there that we think is cancer. So from there, it was a biopsy. And from the biopsy, there was the PET scan to determine if it had spread anywhere else in my body to my bones or whatever. It had not. And then my doctor made a determination that you could do radiation or surgery. You're strong enough to handle the surgery. If you do the radiation, surgery is not an option in the future. So I decided to do the surgery just in case there's something comes back and we can target radiation, whatever. So I am 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks post surgery.
Nice.
I took 4 weeks off from work and basically did everything on the recovery list or my instructions that I was supposed to do, and tried to do none of the things that I just wanted to do. Because you know how we men can be hard-headed.
Yes.
And
wife like all the time.
Yes, and we think we know more than the doctor and all that stuff. And I decided, I had never had prostate cancer before. And my doctor had done literally thousands of these surgeries, and he was the expert in the field. And his nurse was an expert in the field. So I'm going to listen to what they tell me to do, and I'm going to do what they tell me to do, which means staying at home and not worrying about ESPN. ESPN will be there. Matter of fact, God bless some of my coworkers and my bosses who were like, we don't want to see you. You make sure that you get right. And I'm like, I could come back on this day. They were like, no, you can't.
Right.
No, you can't. Because you stay home. When you feel better, you call. Well, I know you were out for 4 weeks, but even at the end of 4 weeks, if you ain't right, then you stay home. It's like,
oh, nice. Okay.
I appreciate that. So yeah, man, I had to get myself right before I could do anything else.
Right.
That's the story. Well, that's the quick version of the story, but that's the story.
Okay, nice, very good. Now I got quite a few people here that are watching on Facebook and YouTube that has either had faced it or either knew somebody who had a personal relative or loved one or whatever. And my admiration of you went beyond ESPN. I myself had to take a cue from the ladies, like you said in one of your interviews.
Good Morning America.
So, and you went as far as to held yourself accountable, for not doing that. And I love that. And like you, I did not know September was, prostate cancer awareness month.
Yeah.
But I'm impressed more about the fact that you didn't make you the story. You made the story of the awareness, your platform now, that we men need to have this talk, have this discussion that we don't need to talk, that we don't normally talk about. We talk about everything from sports to golf games, that type of thing, cars, we talk about everything else. But when it comes down to the conversation that we don't have, is the one that we need to have to save our life. So what can we do? You have a voice, you have a platform, you have millions of followers. But for somebody like us, what more can we do to bring more attention to this, this hidden killer, this one conversation we don't talk about? Prostate.
Well, I think we can do more of exactly what we're doing now. Just having the conversation.
Right.
And not being what's the right word? Wigged out about talking about things like incontinence or erectile dysfunction,
right,
or whatever.
Right.
Because with prostate cancer, those are the two things afterwards that you're dealing with.
Right.
And every specific cancer has its things, and I can't speak to the other ones because I haven't had them and I haven't researched them.
Right.
But I mean, like if you know someone that's going through something, just encourage them to talk about it. In the chat, you said there are a bunch of people who know somebody or they're dealing with it and blah blah blah. And that's the thing that I found, and
Right.
it was fantastic. A whole community opened up to me.
Yes.
I mean, from my phone, when I got off that GMA set after talking to Michael Strahan, my phone literally just blew up with messages from friends. I had it. It went like this and this and this, and you'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. Call me.
Right.
Or shoot me a note. Or my dad went through it. Or my brother went through it. Or I know whatever. My cousin went through it. And I got so much of that. And people, friends of mine that I had no clue had gone through it. Yeah, man, this happened to me, and I'm gonna send you some recipes for juicing and for this and that, and make sure you do
That's
A,
awesome.
B, and C. Do just and it was you feel like you're all alone when you get news like that.
Right.
But you're not.
Exactly.
You're not. So if you're going through something or you know someone who's going through something, let them know that they're not alone. And there's no reason to sit there and kind of, suffer in silence or feel like you're the only person that's ever had to deal with this, because you're not. And honestly, this may sound harsh. That's kind of selfish.
It is.
Right.
It's selfish to your family, the folks around you, the loved ones who don't want you to go anywhere, want you to stay around.
Right.
I mean, we got to take care of ourselves, and if something happens, we got to take care of that in the moment.
Right.
So I think this is a good way, just talking about it, just having the conversation that I referenced with Michael about the golf trip that I was on with the fellas. We were talking about, golf trip stuff, just nonsense. And I decided to let them know, hey, I was diagnosed with this. And the conversation just shifted to what everyone was looking at or dealing with, or their appointments or this and that, or their family history. And one of those accountability packs was born, where we're going to make sure that we keep each other accountable, and we make sure we handle our business when we're supposed to.
Right.
And whatever one of us needs from the other, you got it,
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Yeah. No, when we think about this, there are a lot of us out there who unfortunately don't have the benefit of having health insurance.
Mm.
Please do not let that be an excuse not to go to the doctor.
There you go. Nope.
You can show up to the emergency room for anything else. Show up for that. Let them bill you.
Yep.
Bill me. I mean, hey, I'd rather you bill me alive than bill me when I dead, because you damn sure ain't getting paid then.
Yeah, true indeed.
I'm just saying. But serious though, because I lost my father to cancer. All right, so I hate and I lost like a lot of people in this country worldwide. We hate that word cancer. It used to be that when you heard that word cancer, it was almost as a death sentence. But it's not. Again, it's up to us as individuals, as a community, to encourage one another, and as men. Like I said at the beginning of this, I laugh and I joke and everything, but this is what Jay's went through, what our relatives and friends and comrades have went through. It's not funny, it's not hard. And something Jay just said, he said a lot of times when we get excruciating news and painful news like that, it's like your world is blowed up, and you start thinking about your family. Like, man, I don't want to put this burden on my family, so you walk around and you're holding this weight on your shoulder all by yourself. And sometimes I've talked to people who didn't even want to pray to God, and that if you don't believe in God, that's you, everything to you. But what I'm saying is, we don't have to go through this thing alone. We have people there who will be with us, who will walk through it with you. And it is, like I said, if you catch it early enough, you can defeat this, man. It's the fight. You're not a quitter, you're a fighter. And if you are diagnosed with cancer, this is the time for you to fight like never before. Just like you put up your fists and fight, now fighting every other kind of way. Because like Jay says, those loved ones, they need you, they want you here. And it would be damn selfish on us to not tell them and try to carry that by themselves. And I hope I ain't offend nobody with what I'm saying, but this is a serious topic that we're having here. We talked, and again, Jay, thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us. We really appreciate it. And
Can I say something right quick?
Of course.
I said you apologize for if you offended someone. I mean, if you offended someone, I mean, from my perspective, okay. As long, yeah, all right. As long as you heard what he said, I mean, because that's the important part. If you're offended, you just get work on getting your feelings right, because your feelings really don't matter at this point. Your life matters. And I learned that because I wasn't, I thought about being public, and then I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do that. And then the GMA opportunity was presented to me, and my wife was like, I think you should do it, because there's a whole different audience out there. There are a lot of women watch GMA that will make their men do whatever. I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
So, I had to be convinced to do it, because I didn't want anybody to think I was doing it for me. Because I appreciate you recognizing this I wasn't doing it for me. I want us to be right,
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, we're 5 to 6 weeks post surgery now. What's the mentality right now? Like, how are you feeling as of today? What's going on with you?
Oh, I feel good. I'm a little anxious because I'm getting closer to the point where I can do full swings on the golf course instead of half swing. There we go. You would be surprised. My game is, I'm an average golfer, but I love the game, and I really want to get back out there and play like I want to play. But I feel good, and I appreciate people still sending me messages, checking on me. And family members not letting me do things. Like, I could pick that up. No, you can't. Okay, fine. I won't touch it. But I feel good. I'm quite blessed, and I'm very appreciative.
Because I want to let folks know that from the start, when you get the initial news, I know as a human being, it's just your heart drops. You're scared inside, and now 6 weeks after surgery, you can tell this story as well. So it tells you that you can overcome anything. So I'm glad that we had you on here.
Yeah.
The day we got the PET scan results was probably the best day. The day that showed that nothing had spread.
Nice.
Good.
I was really, really scared about that.
Yes, of course.
So that was a good day.
Right. Yeah. Now, Jay, before you go, I promised the chat a question. So here's the question. Then there's someone wanted to ask you a question based off of this. So what's your advice to the next generation of sports journalists?
My advice is learn your craft. I meet a lot of young folks who just think that they can roll out of school and host or debate on First Take, and it don't work that way. I mean, I encourage you to learn how to write, to practice, and to practice some more.
Yes.
And to don't want to be a sports journalist or want to be a storyteller. Want to be a journalist. So if you get out of school and you want to do sports but a news job opens in Michigan somewhere, you go take that job and work on your craft.
Right.
Because you can always change. The craft is the craft. You can learn the subject matter. Right. So I would say learn how to write and practice and find someone that will critique you, and don't be sensitive if they say you suck. Because I've been doing this 30 years and sometimes I suck too. It just is what it is. And it's fine.
Right.
It's fine. So
and
that's
here's
what I'm
one comment. And here's one comment question from the chat. This comes from Logan. This is what Logan says. Logan says, Jay, speaking about myself, how can someone like me who lost their TV job last April and has been steadily applying but keeps running into brick walls along the way, what advice do you have?
I don't know, man. That's tough. I mean, that's really tough because the business is shrinking in a lot of ways. I've seen people lose their jobs and start their own Substacks, writing, doing freelance something, just anything, just to keep the foot in the door. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's tough. I know I always tell young folks that maybe sometimes you just have to move places that you might not want to go.
Right.
But if you've been in the business, maybe you don't feel like doing that. You're already established. You maybe have a family. You can't pick up everybody. I get it. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Now I can, Logan. I can actually give you a small piece of advice. Who has a friend who's into journalism, lost a couple of jobs, and she's tore a page from, I say, the social media world, and she has started her own podcast. So just to keep your skills sharp, you can go that route until you find something or something, because a door is going to open somewhere. It might not be the door that you want, but at the same time, you still want to keep your skills sharp, and that's one way of doing that is still being able to get out there and talk to people. Keep your face in the media, whether it be social media, the public media. I mean, just keep your face out there, man. Don't give up at all.
Right. And now I'll be real remiss if I don't ask Jay a sports question. So here we go, Jay. First of all, let's talk about the NBA. Was it a good thing for Oklahoma City to win the NBA championship as a small market team?
Was it a good thing?
Yes. Because you got a lot of people love the big market. They try to right now. They're trying to build a team to get LA back in the finals. So we already know. Talk to it, Jay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that team. This has been a long time coming for OKC. Sam Presti, they built that team right.
Yeah.
I mean, and Shea is just all world. I mean, and they signed their young guys. Everybody's locked in. The main crew's locked in for another 5 years. So, yeah, it was a great thing. I mean, that's the way. That's the textbook way you want to do it if you can do it. They still have other people's draft picks that they can use.
Right. Yeah. Hey, staying on that subject for a second, Jay, how do you feel about folks saying that ESPN and FS1, whatever, they didn't do a good enough job of speaking on Thunder versus Pacers because they're quote unquote two small market teams. What do you say about folks who criticize ESPN for not showing enough in their opinion?
Yeah, I would say that's their opinion because I watched every game and I watched a lot of the coverage, and I thought the coverage was really good. I mean, there was a lot of that talk about, there are some people who think this is not going to be a good watched finals because we got a team from Indianapolis, Indiana, and Oklahoma City. If you didn't watch it because you just looked at the teams and went, you missed a really good series.
Exactly.
That's on you. I don't even feel bad for you. That's on you.
Thank you.
Basketball is basketball. And real hoop fans are like, if you love basketball, this is a fantastic series.
I love it.
Look at these. Look at Oklahoma City's just been great all season. Indiana has been great since January. You got these two great personalities and players in Halliburton and in Shea, and these teams around. There's so many storylines that it wasn't hard to talk about the series.
No, it wasn't.
And as a fan, it wasn't hard. It's not hard to look for the things in the series. No, and people who you guys say I'm a curse. You almost made me curse.
I curse for you, damn it. What it is you got a lot of old ass fans. The old man talking about get off my grass ass. They won't watch it because he wasn't seeing the Lakers. He wasn't seeing Boston. He wasn't seeing Miami. The big markets. That's what he wanted. So they already put in their mind it was gonna be a bad series. So that's what they went in with. That was the mindset, and they missed an excellent series.
Series.
And when you think about it, man, remember Wild World of Sports, the agony of defeat, the thrill of victory. Man, when Halliburton crashed on that court, the kid was all to he was on fire to start the game. And when that kid crashed on the court, my heart dropped. I felt that. I felt pain for that kid. I felt his pain at that moment. Right. But you had ignorant people. Social media, man, I tell you, it's beautiful, but man, it can be evil, bro. You got some low down, no good people who were adding the chin because this kid went down.
That's the bad part about social media to me because it gives too many people who don't need a platform.
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't need to know everybody's opinion, and honestly, I don't care about everybody's opinion because you don't sign my paycheck and you're not in my family. So who are you? I mean, really. And a lot of that stuff is just nonsense. I wanted to hug Tyrese Halliburton. I felt so bad for him. Mm-hmm. How can you say anything bad about the man in that moment? Right. He gave it his all. You knew it was going to happen too. You knew something was going to happen, but he was going to play.
Right.
And if you tell me the best defense versus damn near the best offense are colliding in the NBA Finals, sign me up all day. I don't care who it is. Sign me up. And we got a great 7-game series. I think the better team still won, the Thunder. So, and they're the best team all year. So I have no issues with I'm just tired of folks saying, trying to give excuses to why there's a bad series. I'm like, get out of here with that, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally enjoy it. Rose City says, Jay, who is one of your favorite co-anchors to work with?
Wow, I've had several over the years. Right now, it will be Hannah Storm. That's my buddy.
Oh, the Storm, baby.
That's
all right, Jay, here we go. Give me one surprise team from the AFC, one surprise team from the NFC that nobody sees coming.
Oh man, see,
you can stop dancing because it won't be y'all.
Hater.
Can I be honest and say I don't know?
Yeah.
I don't know because it's hard to say something like that until we at least get through summer camp, and you see what people are doing. Blah, I'd be just saying teams right now if I said some teams.
And I'm glad you said that though, Jay, because a lot of folks would just wing it and just say something ridiculous, whatever, try to have a hot take. I'm glad you went the route. Hey, I don't know yet. It's kind of still early. We haven't even got the training camp yet. So
like somebody on this screen with us right now. I'm just saying. Listen.
Hold on, Jay. Before you go, can you give me one really cool story about Stuart Scott?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Shucks. I could probably give you a couple of cool stories about Stuart Scott. And none of them would have to do with Stuart Scott that you would see on TV. It would have to do with Stuart Scott, the dad, who we were over a buddy's house, and we hear this noise coming from the basement. Like, what the heck is that? And we go downstairs, and all the kids are like may have moved the furniture, and it's like a professional wrestling ring down there, and the biggest kid in the middle of it is Stuart.
Oh, come on.
Yes. I mean, and they're just like, they're jumping off the furniture on each other and headlocking and elbow dropping and figure four. He was the biggest kid, because that's how he was. And my son remembers that because he was one of the kids in the fray. And that's just who he was. I'll give you another story. It was towards the end of his life. NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, was going to give him an award at the conference in Boston, but he could not make it, and I was asked to speak on his behalf to fill in. So I called him up and said, "Hey, bro, they want me to fill in for you for your speech. Is there anything that you want me to say?" He said, "First of all, you ain't no blankety blank blank MF and blah 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 fill in, so don't ever say that shit again. First of all,
never that."
And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, hell yeah.
And he says, second of all, just do you. Just speak from the heart. You'll be fine.
All right.
Now how's the fam? He's like, everybody's good. That's it? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure. And I did, and it went well. And he was right, because he was always right. And he makes me sick because he was always right.
Man, hell yeah.
That's my guy. And my frat brother.
Yes, sir. What? Hold on. Are you a cute dog? You a dog? You a cute dog?
Come on, man. No, don't do me like that. Come on. No.
I don't know.
No.
I know you. I know, Jay, you know.
No. It's black and old gold over here, brother.
Let's go.
All right, black and old gold. I got you. Well, listen, Jay. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. We thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story with us and sharing time with us. Like I said, man, now you're family. That means you're always welcome. And also that means I'm going to be bothering you during the season. You might be on the set and say, this damn dog, I got to block his ass. I know you know I'm working. I know you see me on TV right now. Why the hell is he texting me?
That's when I get the most texts. It's like,
come on, man.
Really?
We live right now, baby. We live.
That's so funny. But again, Jay, man, on behalf of the Come On In Sports Network, everyone in the chat, and everyone who's going to hear this interview today, tomorrow, next week, whatever, thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us. It's truly been an honor and a pleasure. And listen, we gonna have to get you back during the season to be part of our pregame show, the #1 pregame show on all the social media, by the way, as the NFL turns. I'm just throwing it in there because we're gonna have special guests like Jay Harris coming on. It may be for 2 minutes, but he's gonna come on Sunday, and we're gonna give him one game to pick, game of the week, and Jay's gonna go either Saints or Falcons. Depending on the answer, he may or may not be back. But
don't do it to yourself, Jay. Don't do it to yourself, man.
It's all love.
Ain't no but love, Jay. We thank you so much, my brother. Enjoy the rest of your day. And family, remember, the doors are always open. So come on in. We talk to you later, family.
The Come On In Sports Network.